Some critics question whether India's budget reforms go far enough. Karan Chanana is the CEO of the first family-owned Indian company to list on the New York Stock Exchange, and I asked him about the impact of the budget on Indian businesses.
He's talked of lower taxation to the corporates, enabling infrastructure, the famous PPP, public-private partnership projects in infrastructure which were languishing. They have absolutely made a landmark change in that, where the government assumes majority of the risk. I think that's going to immediately catapult that sector in the coming time. Then they've spoken about, walking towards GST, 1st April 2016. Now, GST is like what VAT is to Europe. That's a common tax. First step towards making in India a common market. These are some major steps already taken. So it's a very positive, growth-oriented budget. And at the same time, he has balanced out the subsidies, absolutely given them where it's required to be done, and pulled them from where they were not effective. So I think he has taken care of all socioeconomic segments and dealt with the biggest opportunity and the biggest hurdle, which is infrastructure.
The Prime Minister, he's made great inroads with his new administration, not only trying to make friends with China, the U.S., the rest of the world for that matter. I mean, there's definitely a sense, at least from an investor standpoint, he's going to be much more investor-friendly, and that was his standpoint during the elections. Fast forward to today. There is criticism that some folks are saying that this new budget and these reforms don't go far enough in respect to the promises that he had originally made. Did it go far enough?
This is a prime minister which, when was walking to power, people said, is he going to be a good leader? And if he is, then is he going to be accepted on the global stage as India's leader? Now, 8 months, 9 months down the line, he's not only engaged the world at a very high level. We've had the US president come into India for the first time as a Republic Day guest. And what has he done? He's himself emerged as a global leader. I think this is a sea change from 10 months ago when people said, okay, if Mr. Modi becomes a prime minister, where does India stand? Secondly, he has raised expectations and he's delivered on them. He has engaged the whole world on a political sense. The nuclear deal, the liability agreement, which was done during President Obama's visit to India, gives you a clear flavor of how great a man in his clarity our Prime Minister Modi is.
Sitting in your shoes as a CEO of a public company, give me the greatest opportunity that you see for India over the next 5 years when you think about capital expenditures. And I'm talking about all industries in general, so we can broaden it out a bit. But where do you see the greatest opportunity?
I think in consumer is the greatest opportunity. India is almost a $2 trillion economy. We're going to spend another $1 trillion in the next 5 to 7 years on infrastructure. We've had some great reports out there saying that India is going to have 600 million people in the middle class in the next 10 years, spending, again, nearly $2 trillion of private consumption by that time. So I think consumer is the big opportunity. Infrastructure is already spoken about. And, the business we are in, food, I think that's the biggest opportunity for India. If you look at it in the urban and the suburban sector and everything included, half of the wallet is, or more, is delivered on food. And when the GST comes in, the delivery of that opportunity starts.
Now, the reverse of that is also the greatest challenge that they face. Some people say it's really streamlining the bureaucracy that India has been known for, unfortunately, in the past, getting rid of the red tape. Others are saying that it's the corruption. That's the biggest issue. From a business perspective, what's the greatest issue that India needs to tackle?
I think the biggest issue in India is perception. If you look at bureaucracy, every country has its own form of bureaucracy. People come to India and want a cakewalk. That doesn't happen. There's no cakewalk walking into any country in the world today, whether it's the US, Europe, UK. Everybody's following a protectionist regime post, the financial crisis 2008. I think the challenge of India is perception, and who's better to tell the story than Prime Minister Modi? I think when people come into India, invest into India, and take a long-term view, they've always stayed to make a lot of wealth and create a lot of value. India is a place where no model works. India is a model by itself, and people need to come in with a long-term view.